start here. Everybody good to go?
Yep.
All right, Coach, back here for the second straight year, and what's it like to be back here on campus and just be around kids in the group?
That's great. Chamber of Commerce Day here. And great to see so many folks out here, coaches, players, parents. Just incredible. So, yeah, having a great time.
It's part of a team that can recruit nationally, internationally. How important is it to come back and recruit in your backyard here in Michigan?
Well, super important. I mean, it's, the level of football has always been high in the state of Michigan. I can go back to when I played high school football in the state of Michigan, but just the amount of how much better it's getting each year, it's really obvious and noticeable.
Jim, there's been a lot of conversation about NIL lately, especially in some other conferences. What are your feelings about how that's affected recruiting so far?
I don't know how much or that I really have an opinion on that. Right or wrong, our philosophies that coming to the University of Michigan is still going to be a transformational experience rather than a transactional experience.
Jim, how much are you hearing about NIL when you go into family rooms and parents and kids?
I hear a lot. I mean, you hear a lot about it. It's talked a lot about it. I just don't know how much is real, how much is accurate. I mean, it's like, is it accurate or not? I mean, is it like fishtail stories? So I hear a lot. I don't know how much of it is real or accurate.
Do you think something needs to be done to curtail it nationally?
I don't know. Curtail. I mean, I've always been for student athletes being able to profit off their name, image, and likeness. I mean, I think that it just makes sense, right? I mean, we could say that the sale of a jersey, for example, or who should profit, who should have some share of the profit, and that the actual person whose jersey it is, rather than just the institution. I think we can all agree that's something that's fair and right.
Jim, what does Cam Good bring to the table?
We'll see. Tomorrow's the first day of the summer cycle, and he'll have the ability to show what he can do. Oluwanimi, we just call him Olu because it's hard to say the whole entire name, but Olu's a real great example of somebody who was very successful at Virginia and then came to Michigan mid-year. It was all about his business. Just went about working on the field, in the weight room. It could have easily been the kind of guy that came in and said, I'm a starter, Remington finalist, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. None of that. He just got to work, and he's gained the respect of everybody on the football team, coaches, players, everybody. So he had the opportunity to do that, and Cam Good, I'm going to have the opportunity to do that. We'll see what happens.
There's a lot of talent coming into the transfer portal. What's your take on it opening up more and more as we kind of go through it here?
I don't know if I really have a take on it. Opening up more and more. There's probably some numbers that show that there's more and more that go in it every single year. Honestly, I mean, it's been. I think it's another thing that's been, from my perspective, what I've seen, it's been healthy. Just gave a great example of Olu and some others. So I think it's been, from my standpoint, which is limited. It's not certainly not the entire universe of the transfer portal, but I think more often than not, it's been a healthy, productive thing.
Where's JJ in his recovery? Has he been able to throw without pain?
Yeah, that I think he talked about that the other day, right? You know, so probably best thing, you know, if it, especially asking about somebody else's pain or lack of it, probably let JJ speak for himself on that one.
Overall, you feel like he's on schedule though with the plan that you guys put in place for him?
Every time I ask him, that's what he's saying. He's feeling good about it. You know, the beautiful thing about JJ McCarthy is he's like a kid in a candy store. That's his mentality. That's his attitude, and that hasn't changed one bit. So if that's an indication, I would say that he's probably right on schedule. You know?
When he's healthy, what do you think the dynamic will be like with him and Cade competing in camp this fall?
Yeah, it'll be competitive. You know, the dynamic I would say would be competitive. You know, and I'll tell you the exact same thing that I tell Cade and JJ or any other player on our team at any position that's competing for a position. You know, who's going to play the best player. How are we going to figure out who the best player is? They're the ones that play the best.
You seem open to playing two quarterbacks. You did that quite a bit last year. Is that something you guys might do again this year?
Yeah, I mean those are the options. You know, one guy full time or a combination of two guys playing. And you know, evidenced by last year, we've done that. So that's possible. So the possibilities will be the same for this year. Could be one starter, could be one starter, one backup, could be two guys that contribute to play as well. And no crystal ball on what takes place, but decided to throw the balls out there and let the guys compete.
We've got a local guy for 9.
Cool thing about it, though, I mean, here's the cool thing: is you know, JJ and Cade. It's competitive, but it's not combative. The two guys that play the same position, they're on the same team, and everything that I've noticed is they got each other's backs, and they got the team's back.
Anybody else? We've got a local guy for 9 and 10, Ryan Hayes. What are you expecting out of him this year? Like what you've seen in the past?
Oh, just love Ryan every way. I mean, since he came in, kind of a tweener, undersized offensive lineman, but tight end. He was a tight end, and saw a great vision for him to turn into a elite offensive tackle with that kind of potential, and you know, he's living it. He's living that dream. So you know, the expectation, you know, the thing that he's working for, and is to put a real exclamation point on that with a fabulous senior year. Hopefully one of the best offensive tackles in the Big Ten and in the country.
Jim, you got Joey Velasquez, won a Big Ten baseball championship.
Joey!
Do you marvel at how he's able to juggle both the sports and do them both well?
I do. I mean, just that's you know, my love of multiple sports, guys that play multiple sports, and you know, it's watching Joey. You know, whether he won a game for the team early. I mean, he's been clutch to see him, you know, compete and claw his way into the starting lineup, and then, you know, get a big hit. It's phenomenal. Nobody more happy than my 9-year-old son, Jim Harbaugh. I mean, he is so into this baseball team. You know, we watch it on TV. We watch every inning, and you know, Joey's one of his favorite players. But little Jack can name off every single guy in the lineup, and so yeah, we couldn't be, you know, thrilled. Love Eric Backich is a tremendous coach, manager, and yeah, Joey Velasquez. Obviously, he's our favorite because he plays football as well. And he sometimes takes little Jack out there and gives us some hitting instructions. So yeah, definitely a big. Love the whole team, but you know, huge rooting for Joey.
So what do you have an update on where Ronnie Bell is in terms of what he set for camp?
Yeah. Again, you know, same kind of with JJ. You know, you talk to Ronnie, and find out exactly where he is. But you know, my eye looks like Ronnie Bell before he injured the ACL. Just the way he's moving, the way he's seen him jump, I've seen him run, I've seen him cut. You know, definitely on track and looks about the same as he did before, maybe even a little bit better. You know, he's got 2 more months to become even stronger, faster, and ready for the season. But I think, you know, again, from my eye, it looks A++.
Looking back, do you think Sam still sticks?
That's a great question. It's a great question. There's the thing that's, well, I know he's going to stick on defense because we just went through a spring practice where he not only stuck, but he really stood out. So he was starting at nickel when the spring ended. Now he's going to get some competition from Moore, Rod Moore, who wasn't in spring. But yeah, he's gonna play. He can play nickel. He can play corner. And then the days when we brought him back to receiver, didn't look like he had missed any kind of beat there as well. So definitely on track to be a 2-3-way player. He's going to play special teams as well. So yeah, super exciting. He's putting a lot of really good tools in his toolbox. You know, the more tools, the more really good tools you have in the toolbox, the more valuable the toolbox is. So it's all A++ for Mike Sanders. So
what was his split in spring? Was it 50-50 running back, offense, defense, or how would you gauge it?
Percentage-wise, it was definitely more defense. You know, per reps, per plays, per meeting times. I think that was only natural that that was the new position, was on defense. Now the kind of cool thing was, you know, he was taking his offensive knowledge and able to apply that as a secondary defender, because as a corner, as a nickel, he knows what the receiver's trying to get done, and how he's trying to do it, how that offensive player is trying to attack defensively. And then now he's using the tools that he knows how a defensive player tries to defend when he's an offensive player. So I think it's just his growth as a football player overall has really exponentially grown. You know, probably a good question would be why do you do that with every player? But you know, it really takes 3 critical things for a guy to be able to be a 2-way player. One, they got to have the skill set to do it. Second, they got to be smart. You got to be smart enough to do it, to learn two different playbooks, and you got to be willing to do it. So that doesn't line up with every single player, but it does with Mike Sanders.
With that in mind, does that make a transition for Jay coaching on defense? Not easier, but then you have that perspective from the offensive side.
Yeah, there's no question. I mean, I don't really talk that much about Jay, you know, because he is my son, you know, and it's probably, you know, for right or wrong, it's been a blessing, maybe it's been a curse, I don't know, but I mean, it's about time to give him the recognition. I mean, he's a phenomenal football coach. The way he talks to a team, the way he coaches special teams, and he's recruited a great tight end room, a great running back room, and his value now going over to defense. Yeah, he knows how an offense tries to attack and what they're trying to get done. And all the whole time, he's also been coordinating special teams, which was the best in the country. So yeah, you know, in all humility, I got to say it right. I mean, he's one heck of a coach, and way better than I was at that age. Darn near, you know, probably passing me up right now. So, super proud of him and what he brings to our football team.
Jim, do you guys still have your eye on the portal at all? Or are you pretty comfortable with the players you have going into the fall?
Yeah, they're you know, there's you don't say no. I mean, you don't say never say never. You never know what's going to happen. So you know, there could be another addition before the season starts.
All right, guys. Thanks.
Thank you.
All right, thanks a lot.
Thanks, Jim.
Thanks.
Thank you.